Welcome back to Hurley's Hobbies. I got this side skinned up to here and down just below this one. And I got this. First I did around the ring root, and I used 1/16 for that. I got all my sticks in and got it. All the sticks are done except for this top one right here that comes back on both sides. That one's got to be put in. But besides that, all the rest of them are in. So I'll bring you over to this side, show you what I did, and then we can repeat it on that side. Let's get a building. So I first skinned this all the way around with 1/16, and then that's what the wing slides in. And then I covered this out here with 3/32, and I laser cut this piece here, and this piece here. I cut this around this instead of trying to figure out that cut for that. I did it on my laser, and I will show you how I did that. So I put this bottom piece on first, centered it, and tried to center it in the back here, so it butted right up to that 1/16 without pushing it, so it didn't collapse this. And then I also did this one, and if I remember right, I had to cut a little bit back through here, and I will also show you how I did that one. And then I laid the rest of my skins on here. I had to actually take my knife and cut some relief cuts in this, because all these different angles, this wanted to bubble up through here. Even if it was I put Windex on it, it still wanted to do it. So I still got this little piece here to fill in. And this one here, I butt to this top piece. I did not go over this top piece. I came up and I'm butting to it, this 1/4 by 1/4 here, and using that, and actually started sanding it, and it worked out pretty nice having it butt up to it. So from here back so far is like open weave. That's what I'm calling it. I don't remember the exact phrase of it. So this one here will have to come down. I have to put another piece on here, and then it follows this 1/4 by 1/4 right here back until where it fills in the rear. So I haven't done down here yet, and I'll probably put one more 3-inch piece across here before, and do both sides before I pull all the pins out and get it off the plans. So let's get to the other side. So I have my 1/16. I have a pen, razor blade, small speed square, and a block of wood to cut on. And so I just take it, set it up here. It actually sets back in behind. And I just mark it like a 1/4 inch outside of this one here. The stringer, 1/4 by 1/4. I mark it about a 1/4 inch past, so it's sticking out. So actually I should probably mark up on this side of it, because it's probably a little bit farther, because it dips in, or this dips out. So this one will be my first one. And I stick it here where I think it needs to go. And I mark about how far I made it. Then I set that first one down. I grab this again, and I tried to level it with the back because there's nothing back there stopping it from going too far. I try to get it as far as I can, and I mark about a 1/4 inch past. Again, we'll cut that. This one goes here, so put that one in line. I need that to mark it, which is pretty much just 3 inches. Mark that. Quarter inch fast. This is quite like too tight in there, so I might have to notch it a little bit to get it to go in there. But we got that mark. And I will do one more. I have my next one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop there. I will go over onto the saran wrap, and I will thin CA all of those together, lining up the back side so the black side is straight cut. That's why we use a square. And I'll get those glued together, and then we'll come back and glue it on. So I have all my pieces glued together, lined up on the one side. So I'm going to set it here. Since that one doesn't want to go in, I'm going to notch that one. So I will mark where that is, roughly. I notched that out. So now that will fit in there like I want it to. So I'm going to start at that point. Make sure I line up the back. Get it nice and lined up where I want it by looking through. So I'm butted to the back side, so I'll tack it there. Well, glue that on there. I know some people are saying I should be using thick CA because I'm also going to plywood, but I am using thin CA. That's what I want to use. I'll get that piece glued on there. And I'm just working my way forward. I'm trying not to flex it. I'm trying to keep it nice and level with it. If you need to, you can grab a 1, 2, 3 block, and also make sure you're level with it, in which I am staying nice and level. Which is nice is this bottom one like bows with it, but then it comes away down here, so it's not too bad. Up here, you just got to take your time Only glue so much of it. Glue on about 3/4 of an inch of it. Hold it. I'll glue like 3/4 more. I know I'm probably in the camera's way. And try to do it without gluing your finger to it, like I just did. And it's still nice and square going through there. So now after I got those 4 on, I do all the rest of them individually. And you got to remember, once you get so far, you're going to have to learn, like down here, you're going to have to start leaving it past on the inside because that sticks out. So you need the extra here and it'll come flush here. Same on the top. You can see how that's inside. You're going to want to leave that in there. You're going to, once you get past that, like down here, it's back here, but up here, it's starting in here. You can run it almost flush with the outside, but it has to go in. I left it a 1/4 inch past and I sanded it back real easy and sanded it back without hardly pushing because this is only 1/16. You can break it pretty easy. So we're just gonna work our way back. So I'll cut my next one, leave it about a 1/4 inch pass, maybe 3/32 or 5/32. I will cut that one. I'm trying to keep it level with the front. Start there, tack it. This 3/32 or this 1/8 inch balsa, you can glue your fingers to it really easy. So now I'll come up to the next one. I'm feeling on the back side. So when I'm flush with the back, I'll pull it open a little bit so I can see it. Give it a mark. And now I only want to go up to this rib. So I'm going to mark it just on the back side of it. And I know where it's at because there's a line there. I'll mark it right there. I'm just going to go a hair past that mark. Because past that, it starts dropping back behind. Like I say, I'm still feeling to make sure it's level in the back. There we go. It's pretty much instant tacked on. So now I still have one piece left. Let's see if it's going to be enough if I go flush with this side. And it looks like it will. So now I want to tack this, which I am going to leave it a little bit out past just to make it a little bit easier on myself. And tack this in place. Now I'm going to take my straight edge because that's just hanging out there. Make sure it's straight with the rest of it. And it actually needs to come out just a little bit. So what I did on the other side, once I got to that point, I don't know if you can see in there, but I have a 1/4 by 1/4 on a 45 holding it. So I'm going to reposition the camera and show you. I don't know if how good you can see it in there. So if you look inside there, right here, I have a 1/4 by 1/4 on a 45 holding this so it doesn't want to do that. And when I glued it in, I make sure it's straight. Like right now, it's back about a 16th. It's got to come out about a 16th to be square and straight with it. So I'm going to cut a 1/4 by 1/4 and 45 two pieces of it. But I want to measure close to that one so they're both about the same, because I forgot what I put it at. It looks like it was 90 millimeters. So I'm going to cut this one at 90 millimeters. Now I got that cut about 90 millimeters. So now I need to get this in here, which is going to be a little bit more difficult with these wood pieces in. Right there, looks good. So now that don't move at all. It's a lot more solid. So I thought before I might cut those out, but I think I'm just going to leave them in there for a little bit of support in case that gets bumped in transport or something. So now I grabbed another piece of 1/8 inch, or I'm sorry, 16th inch, and trying to guess about how far back it's got to go. I'd rather go back too far than not enough. So I am going to mark it right there. Cut that piece. Now I'm going to take that piece, set it there, and I'm going to leave it a little long because I want to sand it back. And I don't have a square this small on that side. This side I was able to stick my big 2-foot framing square through there, but I can't do that on this side. So I'm going to hold the square here and then hold this one level and see how square I am. And need to come back, sand more on the back side. The front's good, but the back has to come more. And that is right on. This little tedious stuff is the stuff I usually don't show. Just to put that out there because some people just get annoyed with it, I think. I think I would, so that's why usually I don't show stuff like that. So now I'm gonna put this little one coming up, and we'll get that one on. I'm just marking it with the top of the rib. The same thing, I want it a little bit long and a little bit long sticking to the bottom, and I will sand it to it. So now I'm going to sand this part back, at least back here. So when I do the top, I'll have something to measure to. So Now I'm going to move on to the top side. And it's just going to butt to the front of this one because I brung this one up over. I'll take these 4 pieces and I will glue them in length together, and then we can glue them on. Alright, I got my pieces glued on, and I didn't know if I said that when I did this one, but I actually sanded this. So it's already pre-sanded because it's going to be kind of hard to sand afterwards. So I'll get this one in there. Same thing, I'm going to leave it a little bit past. So I have a little bit of a lip there. Put it flush with the back. And this one's a little bit harder because you got to glue up underneath. Now I'm to the point I need to start going past that way. So when this comes down, it'll be, see, it'll be almost flush right there. So it needs to start going that way. I am notching this one. Gotta notch it a little bit more. Alright, that's gonna do it for this one. And on the next video, I'll show you how I made these. I cut them on my laser and show you how I did it, which gets them a lot closer, but I got some sanding to do first. And that'll be on the next one. If you like what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share. And keep it building.